Hello everyone and welcome to the new video on the channel. I'm really surprised that a lot of attention gained our last video, and in today's video will be the game a lot of you really requested for a while. I'm talking about the none other game than as Quarry. And before we start into the video, since it's been really very requested, I would like to ask you if you can subscribe to our channel if you're still not. If you're the one of those guys who are requesting this review, please press a like. Then drop in the comments what you think about our review. If you played the game, tell us what you think about it. And let's start. So first of all, we need to speak about the Quarry from the retro perspective. I think a lot of guys were excited because of this game is coming like a pre-order to the something that was in the past called Until Dawn. A great game that came as the PS4 exclusive at the time and later on was released even on PC. But the game is great and it has amazing story. What makes Quarry different, better, or whatever? Since that time there was 3 more games coming from the same developers that was called in the name of the other series, which I'm not gonna mention in this video review, but the Quarry is the final, let's say, and or maybe better latest in this kind of series. So the Quarry really caught a lot of fans' attention. This time they partnered with 2K Games, as the publishers got their latest choice-based narrative horror style out for the summer experience. Despite the concern this title might have been rushed, I would argue that it was one of their best games yet. Well, let's get into it. Players assume control of 9 campers in this game, who are consuls working at the summer camp of the Hackett's Quarry, who during the last day on their job find themselves contending with the blood-drenched threats, both human and supernatural. Ooh, whether any of them will survive in the 90s, of course, it's nearly entirely up to you. Let's talk about the story a little bit deeper here. So there are a lot of rumors about what's going on around the Hackett Quarry. But yet another year passes and the story starts. For to spend one last night at the camp, their leader, Chris Hackett, tells the consular group to lock themselves inside of the lodge and stay inside for the night before leaving in the side hastily abruptly. Naturally, a group of teenagers isn't about to listen to the rules of their leader that isn't even there, let alone they are going to home in the morning. Following this series of bad yet expected teenage choices, the worst night of their lives is about to begin. The problem is that they don't even know what there is even a danger to worry about. It's an unexpectedly passive title for the most part, but the same end, if you're not paying absolutely attention, it's creepily easy to miss quarries and let's say something like look down to your phone for a few seconds and you might end up cursing yourself. Let's say the game is relatively generous, with not letting one missed input cause a character's sudden demise. Mechanically, the Quarry evidently hasn't advanced much at the beyond of Supreme's massive games. Moving around still feels like wading through trickles at almost most times. There is no run button, and the best you can hope is for the movement speed feels like rather transparent attempt to pad the game. The movie's mode option, where 5 friends can all play the game together on the same console, each friend controlling a different character, has been replaced by a more of a literal movie mod. At least you will be able to check out the director's mod after you beat the game, for a slightly different point of view within a series of the choices to be made. Of course, it's a standard view and director's view to put together that makes the 2-player mod possible. Along the way there will be a collectible. This is an item that gives you a short vision into one of the many outcomes that are possible at some point of the story. Really similar mechanic to Until Dawn to Thames. While each of the game mode looks like they're kind of coming in this style. The Quarry will be looking for the tarot cards to collect. By collecting these cards and of the end of current chapter, you will return to the narrator, so she will use the cards to give you a hinted statement and the choice to see a vision. If you collect more than one card, you will have to choose vision you want to see. One area where the supremacy games have always impressed is varying degrees of the visuals, and despite the persistent aesthetic murk of the Quarry's environment, it is quite looker indeed. In certain demonstration, imagine upstick both fidelity and performance from Until Dawn, wherein famously that drops down even below 30 FPS, and it pushed PS4 near snapping point. Todd is not really disappointed that this new game is locked at 30 FPS on PS5. It does at least maintain a smooth 30 FPS without any disruption or judder. Given that any character can live or die by the choice of the way that kind of made the night places based on your choices, There is definitely plenty of replayability, plus they added a cool feature that replaced the movie night mode that had one person control the character in a group of 5 people. When you start the game in movie mode, like I mentioned in the middle of the video, you will be able to pick between the options of everyone lives. Everyone dies, director's cut, and gore fest. So to sum up, and not to go really much more deeper into the game storyline because I don't want to spoil it to you, I would like to say that The Quarry is the most intriguing story that Supremacy team has pulled off since Until Dawn. I truly enjoyed the narrative experience this title brought, the story around it, how the atmosphere is made, how it is a little bit not that serious at some times and is more like a really teenage kind of TV show from 80s or 90s. Truly a great horror title that I can recommend to any fan of those that choose the choose-based narrative games. The Quarry is actually available now not only on PlayStation like Until Dawn was at first time. It is available on PC, on Steam, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed this review and, well, I'll see you in the next one. Don't say they come at night.